Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're tackling a very real anxiety that's kind of creeping into offices everywhere. This fear of being completely left behind by the highly technical AI narrative. Everywhere you look, right, it's all about models, parameters, and code. But what if the real secret to unlocking AI's potential actually doesn't require a single line of code? Let's completely rewire how you view your future in work.
Let's just start by addressing the elephant in the room, right? The absolute biggest misconception that's holding professionals back. If I were to ask you, does AI belong only to engineers? Your gut reaction is probably, well, yeah. You see the headlines, you think you need a computer science degree just to keep up, but that is fundamentally flawed. We absolutely have to stop treating AI exclusively as a software engineering discipline.
Instead, we need to completely reframe what this technology actually is. AI is not just a technical field, it is fundamentally a system of leverage. The people who understand where AI creates value, where it fails, and how to actually manage workflows around it, they are just as important as the engineers building it. Your value doesn't come from manufacturing the tool, it comes from knowing exactly how to direct its force.
I absolutely love this analogy from our source material. Think of AI like electricity. You don't need to build a power plant to benefit from electricity, right? You just flip the switch to light up a room. That is leverage. In AI, you don't need to build the power plant, but you absolutely must understand where the current flows, what it powers, and honestly, where the hazards are.
So here's our roadmap to completely shift your mindset today. We're going to cover 1. The big AI misunderstanding. 2. AI is a system. 3. Where non-technical people win. 4. The final mile of value. And finally, 5. Your new AI identity. All right, let's jump in.
Section 1. The big AI misunderstanding. Let's strip away the hype and look at what AI work actually is in reality. When you look at the real chain of work required to make AI successful, you quickly realize it's definitely not a one-person show. You've got the problem finder, the translator, evaluator, workflow designer, adoption helper, and the builder. Look at that list. Only one of those people, the builder, actually writes code and trains the model. You can contribute a massive amount of value long before and long after the model even exists.
Which brings us to Section 2, AI is a system. Because, a really common mistake is treating AI like a magic button. Real value comes from recognizing it as a complete system. Think of it kind of like a busy restaurant kitchen. Customers only ever see the final meal, right? But human work is literally everywhere. Problem definition is choosing the recipe before you cook. Input design is handing clear ingredients to the kitchen. Output judgment is tasting the food before serving it to the customer. And workflow integration? That's getting the meal to the right table at the exact right time. Non-technical people are the ones running this entire kitchen.
Notice the stark difference here between access and judgment. It's like driving at night. Access just means everyone has headlights. Anyone can open an AI app today. But judgment is knowing the route, anticipating the hazards, and choosing the best lane for the situation. Two people can use the exact same tool, but the one with domain expertise and actual judgment is the one who wins.
So, Section 3. Where non-technical people win. Now that we see AI as a system, let's explore where you actually step in.
There are 5 specific pillars where your non-technical, human judgment creates the absolute most leverage. We've got problem selection, use case framing, quality judgment, workflow design, and adoption and trust. These are the exact areas where non-technical operators intervene to prevent wasted effort and turn these vague needs into solvable opportunities.
As we can brilliantly see illustrated here from our source material, none of these critical steps require you to be the person who built the model. The value isn't just the model itself, the value is in the entire system around it.
Let's actually zoom in on use case framing for a second. Often, an AI project starts out as this thick fog. Someone comes in and says, "Hey, we need better productivity." Okay, well, that's a cloud. It's not a solvable problem. As a non-technical expert, you act like a master tailor making a suit. Just saying, make it better isn't going to cut it. You have to reduce the confusion, provide the exact measurements, the purpose, and define the boundaries. You turn that fog into a solvable shape.
And then comes quality judgment. This is huge because AI can produce incredibly convincing output that is frankly completely wrong. This is where non-technical people become quietly indispensable. You answer 5 core questions. Is it factually correct? Is it relevant to the task? Is it complete enough? Is it safe to use? And does it match the audience? You are basically the experienced reviewer checking the really fast but overconfident intern's work to ensure it actually deserves trust.
Moving on to Section 4, the final mile of value. This is all about what happens when the rubber finally meets the road. You could have the most brilliant AI model on the planet, but it will absolutely fail if it just sits in the garage like an unused water filter. It literally has to be connected to the sink people actually use. The code does not matter if the team won't use it. Trust and adoption are the ultimate bottlenecks here. If people feel the AI is risky or confusing, they're going to avoid it. Trust is part of the infrastructure.
So what does that mean for you? It means your real superpower in this space is translation. You translate between high-level business goals and what the AI can actually do, between raw model output and useful decisions, between technical possibility and human adoption. Think of it like tuning a vintage radio receiver. The raw technical signal exists, for sure, but without you tuning it to the exact right frequency, that signal just becomes static and business noise. You make it a working system.
Finally, Section 5, your new AI identity. It is time to completely reforge how you see yourself in this space. We need to move from being an outsider looking in to becoming an empowered, non-technical AI operator. You can finally drop that anxiety of, oh no, what code do I need to write? Just scratch that. Replace it with a confident posture focused entirely on leverage. Walk into a room and ask, okay, what problem should we solve? What would success look like? And how do we make this usable? That is clarity. And in the world of AI, let me tell you, clarity is your ultimate credibility. So, as we wrap up this explainer, please don't leave here asking yourself how to become a coder. Instead, ask yourself this: where can I spot the friction in my team's workflows right now? Where can I apply my human judgment to bridge that gap between a raw model and real value? The AI revolution, it isn't just waiting for more engineers, it is desperately waiting for operators. So, what's it going to be? Will you be the one to tune the signal, or will you just get lost in the noise?